With the record highs in crime in America, people are always asking me, is it safe in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania? Is it safe in Africa? And while Africa is a massive continent with 54 countries, I can't speak for every country. But I can say that there are a couple of articles and resources that you can pull up that show that ain't nowhere as dangerous as it currently is in America. And in this video, I want to share some basic safety precautions when traveling or even living in a city like Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, in Africa, right? So if you're new to the channel, this is your first time here, hello, welcome. My name is Ashley. On my channel, I share tools with professionals, entrepreneurs, and families that are interested in relocating to the continent and even expanding their business. So if that sounds good to you, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. And you can connect with me via the links below if you have any questions or want to check out some of the resources that I provide if that is of interest to you. If you're not new, welcome. Thank you so much to this community that is growing so fast. I'm like overwhelmed with gratitude at the amount of people that are finding this content valuable. Even the people that aren't subscribed, that continue to watch the content, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to y'all. And thank you. Thank you so much for adding value to the community and showing me that what I'm sharing is of value to you. So, asante sana. So yeah, in this video, we're gonna talk about safety precautions when living in Tanzania and, even with kids. I have notes, so I wanna make sure that I touch on those. But, as a disclaimer, I am not in my 20s. I'm a mom. I enjoy being at home with my girls and I enjoy going out, but I am not out and about like that. So I'm not like super tapped into the nightlife scene or the partying scene. And I know that does just expose you to a different quality of people and a different lifestyle that I can't speak about. So this is specifically for people with children or women that may have that similar type of lifestyle. I do date. I do go out to dinner and coffee and lunches and things like that. But I am also very discerning of the people that I share community and space with. So that also contributes to the fact that I've never felt more safe ever, especially after leaving a country like America and the cities in which that I resided in America, which included Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Florida, New York, New York, Boston, Massachusetts, and spent extensive time in Los Angeles, California, Chicago, Illinois, like New Orleans, Louisiana. These are all places that I really enjoyed and I love, but it's hot. The block is hot out there. It is not, and it's getting pretty intense. So here are just some safety precautions if you're interested or if you believe that you need to be aware. And I agree, everyone should be aware of their surroundings. Here are a few that I can share with you today. So number one is I take a lot of cars, Ubers and like Bolts or even private cars. And one of the things that I've learned to do is to really limit my phone conversations in said cars. Making sure one, that I am aware of my surroundings, but two, sometimes you can be on the phone and just chit-chatting away, telling all your business. And you're giving a person who doesn't know you access into your personal life just by having a phone conversation. So those two reasons of just being aware and like not giving all the business, reasons enough to limit your conversations on the phone when you are in a car or Uber. And I know for many single women, this is the time where we want to hop on the phone, we want to connect with friends or family. I would just caution against that, because especially if you're traveling to your home or from your home, you just want to be mindful and get a vibe for your surrounding and the fact that you're in another person's vehicle who now knows where you live, right? So that's probably the number one safety precaution that I would take. Because again, I have never felt safer, but I do know that there tend to be, and I have heard that there, like, you know, maybe situations where people are showing up at your home and portraying themselves to be one thing or the when they're not. And while again, that hasn't happened to me or anyone that I know personally, it's just a way to be aware of your surroundings and to not give free information that another person doesn't deserve to have, right? Common sense. And with that, number two, teach your children to be mindful. Teach your children to be aware of their surroundings. This is probably something that you're doing anyway if you're in the US. But there may be like a heightened sense of anxiety around that there because for proper reasons. But here, when you're coming to a new country, a new city, if you move anywhere, you want your children to be mindful, knowing who's who. And one of the advantages here is people are friendly. So when they walk to the end of the street or they go to a store, they can speak to the shangazi or uncle or, you know, mama or baba, and they are now aware. So my oldest, she'll begin walking to school. It's about 12-15 minute walk. She's going to be aware of those surroundings and make friends along the way. It's very important that she introduces herself to the local business owners. One, because she'll be walking past their business every day. She may even be patronizing their business, but they're also going to look out for her and just make sure that she arrives home every day. And that is, you know, one of the ways in which I am gifting her with like a level of freedom and autonomy, but also a safety precaution, right? So the third thing, limit the flashy things that you have. I mean, this really goes without saying, but I think as coming from a place like the US where we were really, you know, judged based on our material things. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen here because I see it too. It's just a global phenomenon, right? Like you have a bag, you're a higher value, you have some jewelry, you're of higher value. You know, I've felt very safe here. Even though I love nice things, I don't carry them with me if I don't need them, right? So like I don't, and even a cell phone, like an iPhone is said to be a flashy thing. I'm just mindful of what I'm putting on display. I already stand out. It's already very clear to my neighbors and my community that I am a foreigner. So I just am modest in the things that I wear, but also the things that I am showing to people, right? So just limit those things, the clothes, the technology, the jewelry, leave it at home. And there's a freedom in that. There's a comfort in knowing that you alone are worthy, that you alone are valuable. Like without those things, it's something that I've honestly learned since being here in Dar es Salaam, being stripped down to just the bare minimum and still feeling worthy and feeling even more worthy minus those things, to be honest. Recognizing that my inherent value exceeds any external value that I could own, purchase, you know, or have in my possession. So that's, you know, I like to get a little deep, y'all, in the spiritual space. And so the next thing is staying connected with community. That's like checking in regularly with friends or people in your community, whether it's domestically or abroad. So back in the US or your community here in your said country, said city. Staying connected is really important. And I know in one of the videos that I shared a couple months ago that is like now, like I think my highest viewed video around Africa, life in Africa is hard. One of the main things that I talk about is having that community. So even when things are challenging or, you know, you're feeling homesick, just staying checked in with someone, letting them know like, hey, I'm here. It's been rough or whatever, you know, just staying connected. That's really important. It's a great way to feel and stay safe. And so obviously if you're sharing this with someone in the US and you're in Tanzania, there's not much they can do, but it may just provide you a level of safety and security. And again, I've never felt unsafe in Tanzania. So, you know, I'm not saying things don't happen here and that things haven't happened, but for me and anybody that I know personally, as long those that have been very mindful in their surroundings and their communities have been very safe. So staying checked in with your community is a really good thing for yourself. It feels good, and then also it allows those people that love and care about you and that are looking for you to just know that you're good. And the next two things are really having those contacts. So your local community, right? And the people that can actually do something in the event that you do need help. So I have an attorney friend who I have her number on me at all times. If ever anything happens, I can get in touch with her. My landlord, she's super connected to everyone here in Dar es Salaam and really like all over the regions. I know if something goes down, I can call her and she can put somebody in community in contact with me. I also have a friend who's a doctor. He's an ER physician. So anything happens, an emergency, a medical emergency, I can call him. And not even just a medical emergency. Something goes on with me, like he got me, like he's got my back. His family has my back. And as I build my community and my network, I've noticed that people are just really willing to help. If you need some help or you need something, you reach out, you call, you let somebody know, hey, I need help. And people are willing to help, not only because you're a foreigner, but because you're a person, you're a human being. And I think that's something that is a challenge for many people in America, specifically Black women. Let me just go ahead and like hone in on the fact that as Black women, we've just been taught to be so strong and resilient and endure everything that comes our way. And while that is has been our means to survival, it has also been to our detriment in many ways, because we haven't allowed in the level of love and support and compassion that really is out there for us. And I've learned that here. I've learned that my strength is in asking for help. My strength is in needing support and saying, hey, I need support, and receiving that. My strength is in knowing how to receive that love and support. And I'm confident that that energy and the way in which I am mindful of my environment, my community, my energy, the things that I pay attention to, the content that I'm consuming, contributes to my security as a whole, right? So be mindful of those things. Be thoughtful in what you're saying to yourself, what you're listening, what you're consuming, who you're surrounding yourself with. And ultimately, that will, allow you to feel the most safe, whether abroad or domestic. So I hope that was helpful for you. If so, please be sure to like this video and share it with someone that would find value in it as well. And if you have an interest in moving abroad, expanding your business globally to the continent of Africa, I would love to support you in that. Please feel free to connect with me below in the links below, or even check out some of the resources that I provide. Until the next video, I'll see you soon.